Credible information, TDN at the station, TDN Africa Media, for news and entertainment, TDN gets the latest, TDN Africa Media, Credible information, TDN at the station, TDN Africa Media, for news and entertainment, TDN gets the latest, TDN Africa Media,
Good morning and a warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining me. This is TDN Africa Media and the program na SALONE. Mina Diana Kuka.
And me na Theophilus Gbenda. Inside the program today, like all the time, we go look at the front pages of the newspaper, and then we go talk about key issues of discussion. So for the newspaper review, of course, we will focus only on the newspaper headlines where they in front of we. And so I will pass that on to Madam Diana for let you take me through.
We will start with the Comments newspaper, and it gets on a front page. President Bio opens first National Dialogue on Energy Transition Plan. Arise IIP wins hearts in Sierra Leone. The Calabash newspaper, Marampa Mines Limited urges government to revise rail and port lease agreement. Sierra Leone Brewery ends workshop to prevent underage drinking. And National Dialogue on Energy Transition Plan ends. On the front page of the Premier News, NETIPS raises alarm on shortage of HIV drugs. And LIMG to pay 6 billion loans in new agreement with governments. C4D Media, government doctors scowls Ministry of Health and Sanitation for lack of transparency and fairness. Overcoming the challenges to national unity and cohesion in Sierra Leone, Part 2. From the C4D Media, we now move on to the next paper, the Open Space newspaper. And on the front page of the Open Space newspaper, Sohr, that's the Minister of Labor, urges students to grab USA scholarship opportunity. LRMG doles out 6 billion in new agreement with government. And again, you have WTO hosts Sierra Leone and other actors for MCT3. The Voice of SALONE newspaper gets, after peaceful dialogue, APC to engage its supporters. And on the front page, you get local commercial, bank boost food SALONE initiative. The Independent Observer gets how Sierra Leone stands to benefit from Arise. That's the question on the front page of the Independent Observer. We are not responsible for primary development. It's quoting the Deputy Deputy Leader of Government Business. That's the Deputy Leader of Government Business. The Analyst newspaper, Parliament ratifies 28.2 megawatts Besma hydropower agreement. And LABA, That's the Legal Aid Board represents 442 inmates in 5 prison courts. On the front page of the Concord Times, Bill commits to implement peace dialogue provisions. Expo Times, why Lil Rock should win the battle for the railway? That's a question. And Sludge condemns attack on Hope Radio. The Daily Scope newspaper. On the front page of the Daily Scope newspaper, you get man committed to High Court for sexual-related offenses. Liberia sets presidential election runoff for November 14. And IPAM, University of Sierra Leone, bags prestigious accreditation from renowned international body. And we have the Public Review newspaper. On the front page, you get Lara Taylor Pierce Tribunal resumes. EcoBank CEO assures government of support. That's the new EcoBank Chief Executive Officer. And APC USA District Summit ends. From the Public Review, I think we have the Standard Times, right?
Yeah.
Standard Times newspaper. Okay. On the front page of the Standard Times newspaper, you have expired board Pampa Finance Director. War at SLME, Sierra Leone Maritime Administration. And throwback, Parliament probes Julius Mathai. I'm not sure this is related to Sierra Leone. Okay. Well, that's it from the newspapers, some of the local tabloids for today.
All right. Thank you very, very much, Madam Diana Coker. Well, family, these are the front pages we'll get in front of we, and we'll listen to them. But then we'll get more discussion around a few of the most topical ones. Yes, so the first one, the facts pointing at underage drinking. Then I get any clue about that. Underage drinking. When they say underage drinking, I'm below 18 years.
Exactly.
For me, I don't pick that up as a major problem, but I think it is a problem. Also, they selling cheap alcoholic drinks. They were picking it in the street because picking it in a home. I mean, I think they're far above that. I mean, but more for the picking it in the street child. They can do anything, including going into early drinking, early sex, early child labor, and all that kind of thing. I mean, but what are your perspective?
It's good that they take those things into consideration. The earlier the better. For me, it's not so common. I know they see and they happen so in my own community, and most of the communities where they go around, I know they see underage people into alcohol drinking, but we find for bring attention to the things that they do, because the moment we begin put restriction on them and get things that we could protect them for drinker, especially for let parents, they know they send them for go buy her, because that's the first step where you begin send them for go buy her. One day you go and say, let me taste this tea so. So some of the, I think the bylaws that are there for tell parents that if you begin at 18 years, not send them for go buy alcoholic drink. Or I mean, remember at one time they believe it's up for cigarettes, not send underage people to go buy cigarettes, because these are the things that we can lead them, can tempt them for say, I need for can taste this tea as well as see how they make person feel.
Okay.
You know, but so far so good. Not too common in our society. So
in other words, it happened, but in remote cases.
Yes.
All right. So that is it. We'll go to another topic of discussion: shortage of HIV drugs. This is very, very important, and the organization will raise this concern. Now, the organization of HIV positives, yes, people who live with HIV/AIDS, they form themselves into an organization where they advocate on behalf of persons living with HIV/AIDS. And of course, now the major concern they have is that drugs have run short, and it is a major concern to them, because they want to reach certain levels of the HIV prevalence. They need a daily intake of the drugs, otherwise their health situation go depreciate so badly to an extent that death could be the utmost outcome. Is that something else?
It's a sad state, you know, for a sad state of affairs for you see, that drugs day where they keep the people a short thing, because you not for go a day without taking your drugs. If I be consistent, you know, then they even advise them, make sure you take your drugs daily. So for I don't know who said they get the support, whether the National Health Secretariat, I think through Global Fund, you know, now how the drugs that they come into, how they come in, whether they support them. But for them allow till it reach the situation where they run out, meaning that some patients they know they get the drugs now for take.
Of course.
So the repercussion now they look at. I think they don't need for prioritize certain things them, especially the health of people, the well-being of people them. They need for prioritize them, whether it's the government in responsibility through the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, or they still depend on donor funding. That's not too clear. Okay. But whoever, that should be their utmost priority for make sure there is sufficient drugs. Or enough for reach to a point where drugs are short in for those particular set of people.
And the fact also is that HIV drugs are free.
They are free,
so
yes.
Maybe
you don't go buy it at pharmacy, you don't go buy it in
maybe
pharmacy.
the issue of sustainability perhaps, because I never say government will get support through the HIV/AIDS Secretariat,
the
Global Fund. I mean, and then I'm sure some other partners. But the reality of the situation now is that the drugs have run short, and it's a very, very serious and major concern, because these drugs are so effective.
And I want to believe that natives go to engage a lot of ways they come out now and make the public know the situation. Is that because maybe they don't see that they've exhausted all possible ways for make them available, they don't get up. So they therefore disclose this information that the public will be aware.
And the HIV drugs very, very effective. We've attended one HIV/AIDS program.
If you take care, you even born picking without getting HIV.
You don't even meet with your man at house without transmitting.
Yes, it does it. So it helps a lot.
And once they take the drugs, you can even meet around with your wife, particularly because when you say you get HIV/AIDS, the advice is please you have to stick to one person.
Partner.
Don't go out because you take drugs. Because you take the drugs, you know, you don't infect others, but don't take the risk of going around. Let's say we're not going to say normal possibly because I mean otherwise it will sound discriminatory. But the fact of the matter is that you should be conscious about your health status and knowing that it is transferable. The fact that it is transferable makes it an act of complete wickedness for just go around spreading it and all that kind of thing. Be you man or woman.
But it's not two sex only.
Yeah, but
you
mainly,
get HIV.
it's
not two sex. There are other different ways.
Yeah, but those are the means. Those are the means.
As long as your blood, you get caught.
But it's not easy for them to use the same needle or blade now,
so
except among drug users. Drug users and that kind of thing. But it's a very, very serious matter. So we hope the government will pay keen attention to this. You know, so it's an urge. We are urging government to go the extra mile for make sure HIV drugs are available and plentifully for that matter. So the Minister of Labor, it urge students for grab scholarship opportunities from America, from other countries than Ghana. Is this something you can laugh about?
No, there's no students who never want the opportunity.
Oh, so at a time like this.
At a time like this. So why do you have to urge them? You just make it available for them.
And make it transparent.
Make it transparent.
No greedy.
Exactly. No politics talk.
No preferential treatment.
Yes. People want scholarship this person.
Yes.
Maybe not now, say people want it.
People want it, and government has to also grab the opportunity to bring in more such scholarships, because most of the scholarships when they come, they pass through government domains, especially perhaps even the Ministry of Education, right?
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Foreign Affairs. It passes through them. So therefore, when these go out and get more scholarship. Let us get our Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters out on these scholarships. And let us negotiate a good deal, because I know of scholarship now when they can now. You when they get the scholarship, now you get that they first to get your visa, now they pay you your flight ticket. So let's say you don't have that. Yeah, of course, I know of cases. I know of cases where people they get scholarship as recent as 2 months ago for go now this place where they call Hungary, right? And one of the persons involved, my nephew, so we had to go the extra mile for get visa for him, for get flight tickets for him, and other kinds of things.
So who's going to take responsibility of his stay, accommodation, in feeding? Because if they're not able to afford the things that they, maybe not just the tuition fee they want to do, then all the other responsibility will lies on them.
Well, for me, in case. All aim we get for do, I forget the visa, go the medical, and of course, again passports, and it gets a flight ticket. All the rest now, tuition, accommodation, feeding, now in the scholarship package entail. But so that is it. But
I think it's halfway. It's not.
Yeah, but when I say scholarship, then it has to be 100%, and this is something our government can push for. The government could push for them, right?
We don't give scholarship.
Yes.
Even the one that they give granting is so difficult.
Oh no, that it is locally controlled. It is locally controlled, and so there are so many games playing there. But one other thing where they go on right now, and the fact say the US visa lottery don't start, and it end on the 7th of November. It's also an opportunity for let people apply. You can apply. As a single person, you can apply as a family, then you can apply as couple, all I can say, but it's an opportunity to take advantage of. And many people have already tried their best. Many people have succeeded over the years, many others have failed, but you can always try and try again, because it's a golden opportunity, Diana.
It's a golden opportunity.
Yes.
People are not lucky for winner, and the entire family now that the US they don't relocate. I think they get a package when they get there when they reach there.
Of course.
I don't know if automatically you become a US citizen.
No, after
it takes some time.
You get your green card.
But it's better, you know.
You get
because you go college if you want to go back if you want to go further studies, you get that privilege.
And one of the key things then is that no matter your education, no matter they must fair work for you.
Exactly.
Right?
The level of education
no matter. You get a job.
As long as you have the skills, that skills important.
Even if you don't go the skill, they put you in one institute. You go learn, for example, how to drive forklift or how to load container, this and that. What's important is that you are not allowed to sit idly.
But you can't go there and sit idly.
Oh, of course, you have to find something to do. And you
some people like sit idle because work not there for doing.
And you can get it to do.
So okay, when you get work set for doing money, make no impact.
Right. And another, we are talking now about another power agreement, right? The Betma power agreement. We all see the agreement. The government is struggle with the car power ship, right? We see how the government is struggling. Then I said they see the old billions. And now we are hearing about another agreement that has gone through Parliament, Diana.
So is it for electricity supply?
Where is the power? What is the power? Of course, it's electricity. Yes, of course.
So what really happened with the car power agreement?
Well, the fact of the matter is that governments through EFSA owed them a chunk of money, and we will not say that we not say they don't pay back. So which means that there's an issue that even now you go to certain areas, them electricity they always be problem and all that can say. So this is a very serious matter for the government attend to, because if things are hard for the people but they get electricity and they are able to buy their top up, I think they should have the privilege of entering the light facility.
It's true. But again, I think that we'll go thorough into this agreement so that go just end up being the same one. They forget a certain amount when they pay, maybe quarterly or after every 6 months. So they're not going to accumulate a huge amount where it will lead to a situation where the service provider will stop for the service.
And according to the newspaper reports, it has already been ratified
in Parliament.
With less information by the public, on what this thing all about. I mean, so it's a very serious issue. Before Parliament they ratify the country, give the people some orientation about this whole thing.
Don't make sure that they pay the past provider, because going to a new agreement, you could put more money.
Because we are concerned.
Yes,
we are concerned.
You talk about branding. All this can tell on you rebrand the way you image of the country.
Okay, so President Bill said he is fully committed to the implementation of the peace dialogue communique. We get the privilege for lay hands on the president in address to the nation, and we are going to play that for you verbatim. So no worries, it will come shortly. Then Liberia by-election in November. I think the 14th of November. It is the closest contest so far in the political history of Liberia, with the sitting president having 43.8% of the votes. Then the opponent, or the opponent, I mean, whether the former vice president of Liberia, get 43.5%. Dana, 43.8 versus 43.5. How close is the margin in your view? And what could have caused that? What could have caused this closeness?
People during the tender, say people need change. So people really want for see how best they be able to get another person. But we see the president himself. When you did incumbents, you yourself get your own people them. But this just tell we say the Nigeria Electoral Commission really Liberia Electoral Commission really do a very transparent fantastic job. Fair play. Everybody satisfied with the outcome.
Absolutely.
Liberia is peaceful. So we know Liberians. If not anything may go wrong, they don't jump on the streets. So now this way they expect that. We do things transparently. Let everybody get a fair playing ground. Let players that satisfied so far with the process. Nothing wrong for going to a runoff. Who wins? Not like 2 person.
Yes, of course.
Next to bone now. They go ahead and they man to man. So if man enough for face you comping.
Fairly. Fairly. No, we don't need uppercuts.
Where now they go with in counterpart work. Then they go man to man.
Yes. No uppercuts.
Exactly.
No uppercuts.
So who win a win, who lost a loss. One thing that is important to them now for make sure Liberia be peaceful.
Yes, of
you don't go through a bloody civil war. Then you come back and you want to see the people that they suffer.
Yes.
A serious situation where they cause violence in the country and problem they arise.
And one thing is that the president, George Weah, assure in people that the election is not about him, but about Liberia, and that he is ready to accept the results, even if he loses, and that he will congratulate the opponent and go ready for work with him.
And that statement is really play a very great role throughout the campaigning process.
Okay.
Because for the fact that you don't come out and talk openly, everybody don't listen. So in supporters themselves say, when you go campaign, go with a message. They go for go cause violence.
All right.
So far we know violence issue arise in Nigeria. We go cause say this happened, that happened. We don't give results to people that get injured or people that die.
Okay.
It has been peaceful throughout.
So of course, Dana, you have not getting the stake in the Liberian election.
We have.
In the sense that, in the stake, in the sense that we are not participants.
We are not, but we are concerned.
Can you say that you support one of the candidates? Who do you support?
I don't support.
Well, I support Bwake. Bwake is a Sierra Leonean.
Really?
Bwake has some Sierra Leonean from the south. Gbenda has some Sierra Leonean connection.
Don't let the Liberians come on.
No. It's the fact. He has some Sierra Leonean attachment. And besides, George Weah, don't do 6 years. He doesn't have quite a good record. That's why you see the results.
Is working better than him? Can he perform better than him? Can he deliver more than him?
He'll be more experienced because one, this guy was just coming from sports direct into football, a complete novice.
Hey, don't say that.
He's complete novice. That's what I was saying. And then this other guy, he was in fact former vice president of the Republic of Liberia. And so therefore he was just vice president.
It doesn't matter.
So he has vast experience. So anyway, so I think
any one of the two gentlemen, I wish them well.
I would prefer Baki.
Whoever wins the presidential election,
I would prefer Baki. I'm not campaigning for him. I will not campaign for him. But I will just say that I prefer a change.
No, Liberians, they know who they want. So
and it's
it's left to the Liberians to choose who they think will take Liberia forward.
All right. It's TDN Africa Media. Of course, when they come to you live from the studio in Freedom. We're all over the world. You can catch us on Facebook or YouTube. And please do us a favor, or please be part of it all by subscribing, sharing, and liking our post. We are going the extra mile to make sure we bring you undiluted information and responsible analysis on the issues of national interest. Now, President Julius Maada Bio, don't address the nation. In the last edition on Monday, we expressed disappointment that the president not waste any time for address the nation. And now he has done just that. Better late than never. And of course, we will now go straight away to a message to the nation or to Sierra Leoneans. And they're not going to listen critically. If they're going to listen critically, we might have some issues to pick in his statement. But then the important thing is that he has addressed the nation in English, and we are only hopeful that his guys who are responsible for communication and other categories will go down with that message in the various local languages, let the people understand. Say, this is what your president has said, and this is the situation. So let us go to the president's statement, please.
Fellow Sierra Leoneans, between the 16th and 18th of October 2023, the leadership of the All People's Congress and the government of Sierra Leone met and spoke to one another from the heart on what we must all do to move forward after the 2023 multi-tier elections, particularly to institutionalize political dialogue and promote inclusive governance. We have once again shown that we may have different socio-political convictions, but our allegiance to our country's development prospects outweighs our personal persuasions. In the dialogue facilitated by ECOWAS, the African Union, and the Commonwealth, the leadership of the APC presented their party's concerns about the 2023 elections, but also expressed a strong willingness to join the government of Sierra Leone to resolve all differences. The dialogue was held under the auspices of our Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, an organization born out of a national dialogue Bintu Mani 3, only 3 years ago. The Peace Commission is a testament to why we must always seek to build state institutions that strengthen our democracy. This dialogue clearly demonstrates our collective will to put our differences behind us and move forward in the interest of our beloved country. I thank the leader of the Joint Mediation Team, Her Excellency Haja Fatumata Jallo Tambajan, former Vice President of the Gambia, the team of experts from the ECOWAS, the African Union, and the Commonwealth for their patience and tenacity, and for initiating and supporting the mediation process. I also wish to thank our development partners who have wholeheartedly supported this pathway to peace and progress in our country. Similarly, I wish to commend the leadership of the APC and that of the Sierra Leone People's Party, who took part in the 3 days dialogue for putting the nation first by sitting down and speaking to one another as Sierra Leoneans in a genuine bid to move beyond the concerns and agree on a set of resolutions to promote inclusive governance. Most importantly, I thank every Sierra Leonean citizen for your patience, resilience, and unwavering hope in our continued efforts to build a stable, democratic society. I've been fully briefed on the details of the negotiated settlement reached by both parties. The provisions in this mediated dialogue agreement will receive the highest consideration from my government. The government will work with the main opposition party and all other political parties to ensure that it is fully implemented, while at the same time respecting and upholding the rule of law, which is vital to our young democracy. Reviewing our electoral system is critical to strengthening our democracy. It is in that spirit I proposed the establishment of a national election system review as a first step to improve the electioneering process in Sierra Leone. I therefore take good note of the proposed tripartite leadership to lead the review. As we move forward, I urge all Sierra Leoneans to embrace the spirit of unity and reconciliation. Let us unite, set aside our differences, and work towards a brighter future for our beloved nation. We must remember that we are all stakeholders in the progress and prosperity of Sierra Leone. As I stated during my address to the 6th Parliament of the Second Republic, engagement and compromise are the indispensable hallmarks of governance. To that end, I urge the opposition to demonstrate leadership and in clear conscience speak out frankly to their supporters that we must embrace each other and ensure peace and stability in Sierra Leone. We wholeheartedly welcome our brothers and sisters back to full participation in the various elective institutions. We must all join in pursuing my government's 5 critical national development priorities, especially feed SALONE. I look forward to further engagements with the APC leadership within and beyond the proposed inter-party framework. We should and must all come together to pursue the broader national development issues, including strengthening our governance systems and social programs. To every citizen of this country, I tell you, this dialogue transcends politics and political divides. It is about our country, our people, and we must continue to work hard to promote the values of inclusiveness and unity. My government will work tirelessly to address the concerns and aspirations of our citizens. We will focus on fostering economic growth, improving education, healthcare, agriculture, productivity and infrastructure, and ensuring that all Sierra Leoneans feel the benefit of our development efforts. Let us not forget the lessons we have learned during this challenging period. Let us remember that the strength of our democracy lies in the hands of every citizen. It is our collective responsibility to safeguard our democratic values and further strengthen national cohesion. Sierra Leoneans are tired of political bickering, hate speech, and disunity, and together we must say never again. It is time to focus our energies, ideas, and collective will towards national agenda that delivers food security, provides jobs for our youth, empowers our women, and prepares our nation into a middle-income economy. We do not wish for a country without disagreements. Far from it, because our differences make us stronger. But they should never overshadow the unity that binds us as a people. As Sierra Leone continues to take leadership in the sub-region and now in the United Nations Security Council, it is time to rally behind your president, government, and country to make Sierra Leone proud and prosperous. Long live the Republic of Sierra Leone, and God bless you all.
All right. Well, I want to the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Julius Manabio, to address we as citizens. And so, Diana, do you feel addressed by your president?
Of course. He spoke well.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes. I'm so happy.
All right. Finally.
With all sincerity. Whatever he said, and they feel I feel with him, he say, that's something where he actually mean.
Okay.
And I just hope that there's some amount of confidence in me that, there is light at the end of the tunnel. This kind of assurance that he will ensure he's committed for work with every side, not only the opposition, and make sure he address some of the challenges the other side has in the field. These are the messages we like for you. I really feel good why President Bio talk, and I just I believe say most Sierra Leoneans this kind message will don't give them some amount of assurance. There is still hope for we as Sierra Leone.
All right. Well, thank you, Diana. Well, of course, the president's statement, it did not come just like that. It is one of the key highlights of the peace communique, where say His Excellency the President make a nation address on dialogue, unity, cohesion, and peace. And so it's clear that it is part of the fulfillment of what is contained in that document. But of course, Diana already said that from within the president don't talk, in sense, sincerity of purpose, that he means what he said. And so we can only wait and see that, yes, of course, not to say in Minam, because, you know, President Biobi don't make many other statements than before, the token thing, the new direction thing, this and that, and then we see complete retrogression from all the kind of visionary statement them, you know, of blocking the loopholes and all that kind of thing. So it's not just about talking, it's about you being true to your word. And whatever the president says is already a policy statement. But what's clear that the president said the peace dialogue is a demonstration of leadership on the part of both the SLPP and the APC. And that he welcomed the outcome of the peace dialogue. And he thanked the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion for hosting the event. And he also thanked the international community represented by the African Union, ECOWAS, and Commonwealth. He thanked them for facilitating the process. And he pledged, say, he will ensure the full implementation of all what's in the communique. He called on Sierra Leoneans for put an end to all bitterness and move forward in pursuit of the government in Big Five priority, where amongst which now for boost security, for boost food security, in brackets, the Feed SALONE initiative, where it already launched, and we also do see the launching of the Feed SALONE Council, and of course with the follow-up putting the gun. But then that is it. The president said he look forward for work with the APC within and beyond the framework of the special committee. We are going to look into the country in electoral system and other things then. So Diana, in addition to this, what I don't say so, what you will say?
For the fact say the Peace Commission, you know, so far they don't show we say they can do their job independently. I think we need to commend the Independent Commission for a job well done.
Absolutely.
You know, that the two parties, they get confidence in them. You know, neutrality very important, because if people are not saying they're not neutral, you know, they don't get the confidence for Sidowichina, for laying they as the mediator by any dialogue. But the fact say that they don't manifest, say, you know, they are neutral in all of this. All their interest is about bringing us together as Sierra Leoneans, them, because without APC and SLPP government working together, then with democracy no will thrive. So for me, so far, I think the Peace Commission, they do a very good job, and we hope that they will always continue to be neutral, and there will be a very, in terms of displaying this kind of qualities here, so they will continue, so that in future, if any other thing happen, people will get an institution, a body where they will rely on, say this body, we will go there and we definitely will get a very good result. All
right, thank you so much. And then the APC don't give an initial response to the president's statement because the APC flag bearer for the June 24 election, Dr. Samura Kamara, is for address in party members and by extension the nation, for let themselves know how he received the president's statement and how he received the outcome of the peace dialogue, and he will also try for appease in supporters, therefore not for say not to sell out or not to anything, but that Sierra Leone, na MBD, na the map, and that they had to do everything possible not for come out by that peace dialogue they divided. Otherwise, it would have amounted to some other things then. So, Dr. Samura Kamara, I'm sure, will address his supporters soonest. Right? But initially, I would say that the APC don't give an initial when I say initial, it means that just the surface, they go for talk deeper into what's in their own official statement. But Sierra Leoneans was on radio this morning, and they asked the question, what do you make of the president's statement? He say the APC party welcomed the president's statement and even call them a positive statement. A positive statement. They say the statement called for unity and national cohesion and for them focus on the country in development. And they say, well, but of course, now the APC now recognize President Bio as president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, because by signing that document, obviously you already don't recognize, say, Mother Bio is the president of Sierra Leone, however controversial it may be. But that's the situation, and that then will continue for speak out as a party. They will continue to speak out on issues of national interest, and will continue for all the governments, accountable for the things that they say they will do, and they are working hard towards maintaining the peace of the country, and that they work towards ensuring that what did not happen so not happen again. Your comments, please, on the APC side.
It sounds good, you know. We don't say after the signing of the agreement, we don't have for anything where na blame game or accusation any longer.
Okay.
You know, it's about progress. All what we want now the development of a nation. So anything that they for say get for do with how they make their own contribution, positive contribution towards the development of SALONE, and how they can work with President Bill, you know, in terms of maybe even advising them in certain things, there's certain decisions the way it take forward the government. So they therefore be ready for also as I said, they're going to talk about certain things. They have things that they go, oh yes. Later, they bring the government attention to certain things there, where they think, say, no, right, no good benefit, no good in the interest of Sierra Leoneans, them, so that the things that they will be addressed.
Okay, thank you so much, Dana. Well, of course, we go to another issue now. The U.S. Embassy, and in this case, the U.S. Ambassador don't break silence over the ongoing Leon Rock and Arise IIP dispute over the controversial ownership of the rail and ports. And of course, we don't see a lot of media houses them. They are either for or against, and we know that lots of money they play hands. I mean, and many people, including colleague journalists, are going to have their own share of the money ready out. I mean, for keep the steam of the ongoing propaganda very high, and we see lots of other new faces coming into the fight.
Evidence to back
it's evidential, of course. It's evidential. You know, we are journalists. You know the attack and collect. The attack and collect.
They are writing their stories. They are just reporting.
Right, but of course we are trained journalists, so we know certain right up. We know it's already it's a paid up, or it's promotional, or it's a counter attack. I mean, so you attack and collect and that kind of thing, and it's an opportunity for them and make fortune out of this ongoing battle. Of course, we are out of it. We are out of it. We are out of it completely.
Not only media people, CSOs as well.
Oh, CSO, journalists, civil society people, they are all into it, and it is getting very, 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 very interesting. And so we can only hope that, it will end soon, and that the government will take responsibility. So the U.S. Embassy, or the U.S. Ambassador don't raise concern. They say the U.S. Ambassador urges transparent selection for Pepper Rail and Port Operator. Bryant David Hunt, the newly appointed U.S. Ambassador to Sierra Leone, has advocated for the implementation of a transparent public tendering process to determine the most suitable entity for managing the Pepper Rail and ports. According to Ambassador Hunt, this approach is vital to maximize the government's benefits and uphold its responsibility of ensuring universal access to the infrastructure for all stakeholders within the mining sector. Your take, please.
For me, it's a shame that we have to wait for the U.S. ambassador
to finally come in.
Institution due diligence. You know, President Beyond for they take action, just begin sack them. You know, because it's so shameful. They don't depend this back and forth until the U.S. embassy, the ambassador don't decide to say, okay, let me add my voice to this issue.
Yes, Diana, but what the U.S. ambassador is asking for is already out of the box. Or in other words, it is already out of the way because the government, through a cabinet paper, don't already endorse Arise IIP and don't terminate the contract of Leon Rock in and so the issue of bidding, because what the U.S. ambassador is asking for is a transparent bidding process, and this is not the case already. We have gone past that stage.
But what should be the initial how this thing they go normally?
It's a government decision to decide.
There's no bidding.
It is a property owned
by the
government and people of Sierra Leone, and so the government can decide. It's like you have a house,
so
you can decide to sell it to.
Why the back and forth? The government don't terminate a contract. Why are they reluctant to hand over?
Well, it's not about handing over. It's about accepting. It's about accepting that the government can terminate our own contract.
So when they terminate
and pass
it
it
and
on to somebody else.
they have to hand over the facility to the
well,
people.
Arise is already in control of the facility.
Not really.
Well, it seems like.
No, maybe partially, but not totally in control.
All right. Well,
they are not totally in control.
Okay. Well, perhaps there will be need to go more deeper into
it's partial. Maybe partially, but not total control.
All right. Okay. Well, of course, so there should be no controversy over this because the argument where certain people they put forward is that Leon Rock is a mining company, and then the IMF will not advise say there is need for let them get a private entity. We're not involved in any mining activity for run the rail and port, so that will bring more profit to the country. And according to the information is that when Leon Rock be get control over the process. For instance, Leon Rock they pay about $1.2 million to the government, but because now Leon Rock they run the facility, then they get out, they made about $1.7 billion. $1 million. So which means Leon Rock, apart from the fact that they are making good use of the rail, but they are also making profits out of it. So what they say is that with a private entity, we're not going to do business with.
Arise is not a private. They are into mining.
No,
Arise is also into mining.
Well, I don't know whether they are into mining. They are supposed to be a non-or entity. They are not supposed to be involved. Their business is to just focus on the operation of the rail and ports. The fact of the matter is that we have not seen the documents. You see what I mean? So government should know that much as it is the property of the government, but the government is also answerable to the people. So the government should be transparent about it. Let us see this agreement. Let us see more reasons why the contract with Leon Rock was entered into in the first place, and how and why it got terminated around the day. So for now, we still look for more information. But the fact of the matter is that, like what you say, it is an absolute shame that this thing they continue, and that the U.S. ambassador had to come in there and say, please let us go this way, even though his own way seems tricky and difficult, given the stage when the whole thing is back. But the good thing is that cabinet is meeting today. And one of the issues on the agenda is discussion around this whole controversial deal. So we don't know whether cabinet will come forward with a position on this. We don't know. But what is important is that it is already getting too embarrassing that this kind of thing will go on, and our newspapers are washed with many headlines, banner headlines on this matter.
Just on Arise, promoting Arise.
Promoting Arise, but now we don't see a new twist. We now see people that are coming forward now for themselves to can defend Leon Rock. So we cannot sit down and see Leon Rock being so maligned.
People they just forget both sides.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You know,
Well, of course,
balance
in this fight, when there's a fight, you have to be somewhere. You are either for Leon Rock or for Arise.
Well, if you are doing a proper investigative job, you have to be.
So in this case, this is not about investigative job at all. And I mean, you know. So like I just said, this cabinet convenes today. Citizens rally behind Arise for Pepper, Rail and Port Management. You see citizens. How informed is this one for the citizens? Because I am not against. I am not in favor. Diana is not in favor. Others are not. So I say citizens
support Leon Rock again.
See, you don't see?
See, this is what they are doing.
So they say, as the Sierra Leone cabinet meets today, one of the key topics on their agenda is the Pepper Rail and Port lease agreement between the government of Sierra Leone and Kinho Mining Company and Arise IIP. The discussions have spurred citizens to express their hopes for the government under the leadership of His Excellency President Julius Gbenda to prioritize the nation's interest in this critical decision. In 2021, the Sierra Leone government signed a lease agreement with Kinho Mining Company for the utilization of the Pepper Rail and Port. Unfortunately, since the agreement signing, the country has not fully reaped the benefits of the Pepper Rail and Port due to concerns about transparency and Kinho's monopolistic control over the facility. So this is just one of the pro-Arise articles, Diana.
Since when? And the government was not doing anything about it.
Oh yeah. Since 2021. Since 2021.
Over 2 years.
Yeah, over 2 years. And so
you kept quiet.
They kept quiet, and you know how much the government, how much the country does lost as a result. So it's a very, 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 very serious matter.
I think they should sort themselves out.
They should. They don't have any option. All right. We'll just wrap up. President Bio don't make new appointments. And we see the appointments. Okay, let me go to this one. Let me new appointment. Engineer Alfred Jalil Momodu. Right, appointment as Director General Sierra Leone Roads Authority. So the Sierra Leone Roads Authority has a new Director General in the person of Engineer Alfred Jalil Momodu. Sierra Leone Road Authority that is responsible for the road network and the entire country. And I'm just coming from the provinces. I saw lots of potholes. I mean, on the Bo Highway, and it's a very serious matter because SLRA don't seem to be paying keen attention to that, to potholes, and the fact that they will fix them as soon as they come up. They don't even allow the potholes then for go bigger, but the potholes are left to go bigger and bigger and bigger, and they become death traps. Right? Most times, only when accidents can take place as a result of those potholes, now we will see that they rush for go fix them. So for me, it's a very, very serious concern, and not only in the provinces, even in Freetown, there are some roads, potholes that are appearing in very strategic roads, and they are not being addressed. It's a very serious matter. So we can only hope that this new appointment will create a difference. I have the honor to inform you that in accordance with Section 18.2 of the Sierra Leone Roads Authority Amended Act 2010, it has pleased His Excellency the President, Brigadier Retired Julius Gbenda to appoint you as Director General of the Sierra Leone Roads Authority, subject to the approval of Parliament. So we see some other appointment there where not need to go through Parliament. But that's what they say. Subject to the approval of the House of Parliament, you are kindly advised to contact the Clerk of Parliament, who will arrange a meeting with the Committee on Appointment and the Public Service of Parliament to consider your appointment. Following your approval by Parliament, further details, including the terms and conditions of your appointment will be communicated to you. This supersedes my letter of even reference dated 19th October 2023, signed Julius F. Sandy, PhD, Secretary to the President. Diana, a new appointment, Sierra Leone Authority, and your impression about the Road Network.
It's so terrible, as you don't say, they portrayed plenty, you know, and we all know say, if driver not be very careful on the road and you go with speed, if you wait at some of them patrol their day, there's likely for you get problem on the road. So you see the new appointments. You know, well, if I go to Parliament, I think whether I go to Parliament or you not go to Parliament, there's no big deal about it, because Parliament, nobody don't go Parliament when not don't be successful. They have all been very successful. You know, that's just formality. That's just formality, you know. So what tell me they wish that when it take up a job, you could look into some of the major problems that really affect
Absolutely.
you know, passengers there and drivers there on the road.
Okay.
They're too broken, you know.
You're right. You're right. All right, so we will say we wish you well in this appointment. We hope say you go through Parliament successfully. Like Diana said, it's just formalistic. Then the last thing we'll talk about now, a press statement from the Office of the Deputy Registrar, Furabe College. From the Deputy Registrar to all academic heads of department, directors of institutes. Approved one-off dispensation of the entry requirements for diploma and certificate programs. I write to convey the Vice Chancellor and Principal's approval of the one-off dispensation of the entry requirement of diploma and certificate programs as follows. 1. For entry into diploma programs, applicants with 4 credits or better, but with a D7 in English language, be admitted into diploma programs. So you can get 4 subjects plus 1 or propose a pass or well, 7 in English, right? Because 6 normally in a credit, so you can either have 7 or better, right? So for enter for a diploma program. 2, applicants with 4 credits and E8 in English should be considered for admission into the various terminal certificate programs, right? So it's for this that for manage the, because you know the rate of entry into the universities for this year very low, because most of the students they get very good passes in even more than 5 subjects, but they fail English. But my concern now is about those with 9 in English, because 8 in English, 7 in English is not different from 9. Because they above the credits threshold. Credits na 6, 5.
9 are failed.
9 are failed, but even 7 are failed. 7 are failed. 8 are failed.
This one things.
Right? So for me then I will advocate for those children or those pupils with 9 that they should be considered, Diana.
Maybe certificate.
What do you think first about the initiative of bringing in people with 7 and 8 in English language?
For the diploma
and certificates, yeah.
No, very good consideration. Because
Okay.
if you say let them go back and go begin sit exam, and they go for English language.
Okay, so my question is, after they would have gone through the certificates
and diploma,
right?
No, wait first.
No, after the certificates, will they have the privilege of going to the diploma level, or after the diploma level, will they have the privilege of going to the degree level, or do they have to pass? Do they have to pass English at all costs before being allowed into degree programs, Diana?
That's a question they need to clarify.
We need to ask those questions so that they can be clarified.
The idea one again, that if you get a very good scores in your diploma, in your exams there, I think
they will just allow you for because it's more than going for English.
The time that some might not even go year one again. It depends on your scores, you go year two.
All right.
Yeah, it's on department, not all departments.
All right. So we hope say students that will take advantage of this, and we hope say the people that are responsible go make this a matter of public knowledge, because not all will get access to this information. So there should be radio programs, there should be radio jingles, there should be some other things them. But then with the urge with school authorities them, with WAEC and the government authorities them for pay greater attention on English language and on the way where WAEC they mark the scripts there, because for many picking them when not if ever pass mathematics at school, we see they get 1, so among 2, and then they fail English language. So the question is, how comes? Then now, we'll close the program right here.
Yes, I want to say thank you to you for your time with me. Do join me again on Friday for the final edition for the week. Do have a blessed day. Diana Coca.
Emila Theophilus Gbenda. Don't forget, we have fully come on the 18th of December. We will give you more information on this. So no worries, you will have all the information relating to this. Thank God we are just running into November, so we still get enough time for going out all the necessary information. But definitely this raffle is going to be sponsored by TDN Africa Media, and of course it's going to be for you to be part of it, right? We will tell you how much the ticket they go for, and we will tell you which side this venue go, which side this event will take place, and how it will happen. But one thing we can assure you is that it is going to be transparent, and it is going to be one where for make history, right? For say this is happening, and once it starts, it will always happen. So, like I say, I am Theophilus Gbenda. I want to say thank you so much to my co-panelist, Madam Diana Coca, and of course to the engineer Boda Tijan. Thank you so much to the entire TDN team. Till then, Tata.